Hello, welcome back to the channel. I'm Damo and welcome back to the second video on Howard, our 1966 Volkswagen Karmann Ghia. Okay, if you haven't done already, please remember, subscribe to the channel, click the little bell icon, and then you get notified whenever we do another video. Cheers. Okay, we're going to ask some questions about the Karmann Ghia and go for a drive and show you it up in a little bit more close detail and find out a little bit more about this particular example. First question you might have, if you're not familiar with old classics, air-cooled classics, VWs in general, what are they like to drive? Drives like an old car does, how you would expect it to really. It's heavy steering, no power assistance. There is a 3-point belts as opposed to the original lap belts that would have come with it, which is kind of nice. Gear change is typical Volkswagen. It's not as bad as some Volkswagens I've driven. And yeah, it's the more you drive it, the more you sort of get used to it and have an appreciation for driving again, really, I suppose. And the mechanics of driving too, it's a much more raw sensation, as you would expect. And I'm sure there's probably maybe Karmann Ghia owners and Volkswagen owners watching this going, yeah, you needed to have done this a long time ago. And it's true, I probably needed to go on this journey a lot longer ago than I have. But yeah, I mean, it's cool. 55-year-old car. 4-speed gearbox, clutch, brake pedal, accelerator, steering wheel. It's the same as any other car you can buy even today. Petrol. What are the brakes like? This car predates the model year where they added disc brakes to the front. So this is actually drums all around, and it's still got them. Sounds in principle terrifying, but let's be honest, the speed you're going in a Karmann Ghia, fine. They do the job. Certainly you can feel when they're working and when they're not. Obviously this car is of a time way before modern safety features and things like ABS and what have you. But it's cool. What features does it have? You get a clock which is stuck on the smiley 10 to 2 position. It doesn't work. You get a speedometer, handy. Works pretty accurately as well. You get a fuel gauge which likes to flick around erratically. You get a horn, wipers, indicators, all those things. That's your feature list. Whoa! But you get a beautiful 1300 air-cooled engine out the back, powering the rear wheels. Beautiful styling. This car has, I mentioned, the 3-point harness belts, not harness, 3-point belts, rather than the lap belts, which makes you feel a little bit safer. It also has a retro Bluetooth stereo, so it kind of looks retro-y, but offers you the modern Bluetooth capability. It's got some nice Hawaiian flower necklaces and lots of stickers, courtesy of the previous owner, which I'm not sure what I'll do with those. I quite like them at the moment, so for now they'll certainly stay there. Also came with a rather fetching roof rack as well for those road trips where you need an extra bit of luggage space. You get also a wing mirror, only one on the driver's side, which, you know, you think, I can remember cars only coming with one wing mirror back in the day, but you kind of need one on the other side, I have to be honest. That is your sort of blind spot, and especially this day and age, you get a lot of cyclists and traffic kind of whizzing up on the inside there. You've got to be super careful. So yeah, it certainly sharpens the senses driving this car. You're aware of all the mechanics, you're aware of when you're changing gear and when you're braking, and what's going on around you, and you're aware of people like the guy behind who's probably a little too close for comfort. There you go. What's the interior like? Yeah, well, we mentioned the indicator stalk, which has a fantastic button to bring on the full beam, which still works. So it doesn't actually pull the stalk. There's a button behind the stalk, which I don't know, I thought it was really elegant and cool. The button press for the washer squirters doesn't work. So there's a button that's been added for that, as is the horn doesn't work. There's a button that's been added for that too. So mentioned the fuel gauge. It's got headlights, it's got an ashtray, quite characterful. It's got a lot of patina. That was important to me, was to get a car. I don't know, if you're going to get a car that's 55 years old, I like the idea of patina. I like the, dare I say, slightly orangey, probably tobacco stained headlining and sun visors as well. They are full of patina. That's the word. This car is got that charm and character within it. It's not a complete ground up, lots of money spent rebuild. And yeah, the more you drive it, the more it gets under your skin. Are there any problems with it? Not in so much as it's road legal, it has an MOT, it's presumably as a result of that mechanically safe. It's not the best at going from third down into second gear. But it does have a sort of wonky brake pedal that's quite leaning forward, like a big flappy tooth. When I say spoils the enjoyment of the car, you certainly know when you're using it, and it kind of gives you the opportunity to put lots of power on the brake, which is good. The doors are not very well aligned. That frustrates me a little bit. I've kind of got used to it. I know now to shut them, you kind of have to just pull them in and ease them in gently. They're not aligned, so you can't slam them, or they don't kind of shut very cleanly and mechanically as they should, very smoothly. A little bit of an annoyance. I filled this car up when I first got it, right to the top, thinking, great, I'll fill it up and then I'll know how much fuel I've got and I won't have to worry about running out, because I can just look inside the tank. The fuel tank filler is under the front bonnet, by the way. So I did that, great. However, the next day the garage smelled very much of fuel, which I subsequently read is probably as a result of the fuel sloshing around and going out down the vent pipe. Kind of design flaw, and there's various things you can do, one-way valves and charcoal filters and things like that on that vent pipe to fix it. That's actually going to be my first little job that I will do, and probably video as well. Tell us more about it. This car was originally green, so I've got a photo of it. There isn't much in the way of history before the previous owner. The previous owner to me was a great person, great guy, who really fettled this car and looked after it with some good specialists. But yeah, it was green, and I think the owner previous to him had the speed bump, had the bodywork freshened, I guess you could say. I don't think it was a body off restoration, and restoration's probably overselling it. It doesn't look like the best job in the world. It doesn't bother me at all, because I wanted a usable car, and that's what this is. And painted it cream, so it was white. It changed to white in 1990 from green. So somebody changed it from green to white in 1990 and updated it properly. And then I guess it's technically still classified as white, but it is kind of a creamy colour. It was painted again in 2017 to how it looks today. And they did a reasonable job, I guess. And inside, I'm not sure they probably did do the inside. I'm guessing the inside probably dates from 1990 when they first did the sort of colour change then, I guess. You can kind of see that in various parts of the car, in the boot and the frunk. You get that kind of like the rings of a tree almost, that there's different layers of paint. Again, I like that part of the charm. Okay, that's it for now on this second Volkswagen Karmann Ghia video. If you like what you see, don't forget, subscribe to the channel, click the little bell icon, then you get notified whenever we do another video. Hit the thumbs up, write in the comments, tell us what you think. Don't forget, also follow us on Instagram. We'll see you again soon. Cheers.